Kia ora Aotearoa. Welcome, whānau, to the War on News, your weekly sacred cow slaughtering assault on current affairs, beamed live from the palatial Stratos news bunker, buried deep beneath the heart of the Greyland Republic. Liberal media bias? You bet your sweet ass. And tonight's political media crimes against reason kill zone. Rodney Hyde tells the Māori Party where to sit on the Super City bus. Sorry, we're all full. You'll have to walk. Brownlee finds a unique way to resign by wanting mining companies to desecrate conservation land. Guess who's back? Back again. Winston's back. Tell a really old friend. Plus, this week's Wanko of the Week and the Barack Obama People's Hero Award. Leading the War on News this week, brothers and sisters, hands up who thinks that according to the real estate industry, it's always a great time to buy property. And any figures suggesting sales are up are unblinkingly reported by the corporate media who are so dependent for those real estate advertising dollars these days, even though the spike in numbers can be attributed to exploding mortgagee sales. There are no green shoots. It's going to get worse, much worse. Whānau, let's talk Super City. Auckland, you got screwed by Sex in the Super City this week, and perk buster Rodney Hyde was the winner. And when I say perk buster, I mean except for when the perk is for Roger Douglas's international gin-drenched taxpayer-funded European romps. By wagging the dog, Rodney got his way once again over the Super City, which on top of annexation, appointing the people to run the transition, and entrenching a form of electoral system that will benefit the wealthy and elite, all means we should just rename Auckland Waspville, which coincidentally just happens to be Rodney's legal middle name. Rodney Waspville Hyde was this week called a buffoon, a jerk-off, and a colloquial term for a woman's vagina. Talk back Land screamed, "There's nothing to stop Mary running for election." What they don't note is that while there is nothing to stop Mary from running, there is plenty to stop them from winning. Our preference in Waspville is that minorities get the chance to run within an electoral system that they can never win, and we call that fair. Needing to look tough, National responded by smacking the pro-smackers and shut down ACT's private members bill to reintroduce the right to belt the living daylights out of your kids. The spin points from Crosby Texter would have read, "Rodney, we all know you're in charge, but you need to stop looking like the boss. Voters will get twitchy." Talking of twitchy, silly, angry, fundy smackers were this week threatening to kill Sue Bradford. Don't they understand? They are trying to win back the legal right to belt their children. They aren't getting the legal right to kill Sue Bradford. That's a totally different referendum question altogether. Now, I don't wish to tisk, but shouldn't smackers at least contain their violence to their own offspring? Why do they now want the right to smack adults? What is it with all this repressed sadomasochism? Are smackers projecting? Is it really you who wants a spanking? In 1985, the law was changed to make rape illegal in marriage. In 1986, homosexuality was decriminalised. Each time the fundy belt of New Zealand roared the impending collapse of society into a post-apocalyptic Mad Max satanic hellhole. Society, however, didn't collapse, and removing the disciplined defence from adults who assault their children won't herald a new age of hairy-legged feminazis stalking proper parents around malls, waiting to write up any physical contact as grievous bodily harm. Time to build a bridge and get over it. While National struggled to look like Rodney wasn't running things in the ideological vacuum loosely referred to as John Key's leadership, Rodney was desperately trying to look like a mild-mannered patriot who would resign over Māori representation as a matter of principle, but who won't resign over climate change that Rodney has described as a hoax as a matter of principle because there are more votes in being anti-Mary than climate change denial. Now that's principle. People's hero Len Brown announced that he was running for the Auckland mayoralty, and Aucklanders breathed a collective sigh of relief. Finally, someone who can beat fucking John Banks. Good luck, Len. Whānau, we gotta move on. Jerry Brownlee astounded the country this week by announcing that he wants to transform 100% pure New Zealand conservation land into large open-aired arsenic pits run by foreign mining companies. Now, whatever you may think of Jerry Brownlee, he's an environmental fascist. You have to admit that he is a very brave man. To fly in the face of reason by damaging our clean green brand, devastating conservation land for the benefits of transnational mining companies, when National didn't mention any of this during the election, is courage really seen in politics? I think New Zealanders will be really into having their beautiful land molested by the mining industry, and that Jerry will consult with New Zealanders over mining the way National consulted Maori over Super City seats. If National are totally focused on public opinion self-implosion by deciding to desecrate our conservation land for mining company profits, I say let Jerry be the canary in National's coal mine. Come on, Jerry, don't wimp out. Push for a uranium mine, you pussy. Whānau, we gotta move on. As creepy as those Keith Quinn death insurance TV adverts, Winston Peters returned from the grave this weekend looking to make a political comeback. Funny, because if there was anyone who could benefit from death insurance, it would be Winston Peters. Am I alive? No. Give me my money. I am clearly not alive, and if you study the facts and not the media lies, you would plainly see I am not alive. No. Those death insurance adverts are creepy though, eh? With Keith trying to guilt lonely old people into not being a burden on their family after they die. Ugh. It's the ethical equivalent of offering a pack of ciggies with every bucket of deep-fried chicken sold to morbidly obese children. And over the news, let's hand out this week's Wanko of the Week. As inappropriate as a lap dance for Miley Cyrus at a Disneyland strip bar, the telecom CEO is getting a pay rise of up to $7 million in salary, perks and bonuses. This is despite the fact 900 staff are being forced to sign unfair contracts. This is despite the fact that there has been a 40% drop in profits, and despite the fact that there has been a 30% drop in share price. Telecom, let your fingers do the talking. Finally this week, whānau, the Barack Obama People's Hero of the Week Award. This week it goes to Barack Obama for letting John Key back into America for John Key's Top 10 Aspirations on Letterman. Number 10 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. You buried Ted Kennedy. I can top that. I buried Cashin. Ha ha! Key wins again. Number 9 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. I will make Flight of the Conchords New Zealand's best, most popular folk duo, up from 4th. Top marks to the Key. Number 8 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. I don't think TVNZ are compliant enough yet. Can I swap you Paul Henry for Glenn Beck? The Key man shoots and scores. Number 7 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. Remember all the spectacular scenery in The Lord of the Rings? I'm going to dig the lot up for foreign-owned mining companies so that it really will look like Mordor. Keymeister on his game. Number 6 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. Afghanistan isn't half full of Taliban, it's half full of strangers who are civilians we just haven't bombed yet. Number 5 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. Whenever someone asks, where's the vision, just say, bike track, bike track, bike track. Number 4 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. Never respond to Richard Worth text messages after 10 p.m. This key doesn't open that lock. Number 3 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. I'm just like Obama, except richer. Number 2 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. I promise to only mention I'm from a state house 50 million more times. And number 1 on John Key's Top 10 Letterman Aspirations. Replace Rodney Hyde with Rhys Darby and see if anyone notices. That's it for the show, folks. Don't forget the conversation continues online at tameki.blogspot.com. Good night, New Zealand. You stay classy out here, though. Righto.